Have you ever felt like you think too much, like your brain just won't shut off? Replaying conversations, analyzing every little detail, and worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. If you've ever wondered why your mind seems to be your own worst enemy sometimes, you're not alone. It turns out, there is a fascinating and somewhat ironic link between high intelligence and a greater tendency to experience certain kinds of suffering. Today, we're diving deep into why intelligent people often struggle more. It's not about saying ignorance is bliss, but about understanding the unique challenges that come with a powerful mind. So, if you've ever felt like your intelligence is both a blessing and a curse, stick around. This one's for you. First up, let's talk about highly intelligent people have a knack for deep analysis and pattern recognition. This is fantastic when you're solving a complex problem at work or learning a new skill. But what happens when that analytical engine is pointed inward or at social situations? It can go into overdrive. You might find yourself replaying a simple conversation from last week, dissecting every word choice, every pause, every shift in tone, trying to find some hidden meaning that probably isn't even there. Did I say the right thing? What did they really mean by that? I should have said this instead. This constant mental chatter is exhausting. It's like having a dozen browser tabs open in your brain at all times. All of them auto-refreshing with new anxieties. This tendency, known as rumination, is strongly linked to anxiety and depression. Your brain, in its attempt to prepare for every possible outcome and learn from every past mistake, ends up creating a cycle of worry that's hard to break free from. Another major factor is existential dread. People with higher cognitive abilities often grapple with the big questions of life earlier and more intensely. What's the point of it all? What is my purpose? Is there any inherent meaning in the universe? While many people are busy with the day-to-day, a highly active mind might be wrestling with the vast, and sometimes terrifying, implications of our existence. You become acutely aware of the world's injustices, the fleeting nature of life, and your own mortality. This isn't just a passing moody thought. For some, it can become a persistent, underlying source of anxiety and a feeling of alienation. It is hard to just be happy and enjoy simple pleasures when your mind is contemplating the heat death of the universe or the absurdities of the human condition. You see the bigger picture, and sometimes that picture is pretty bleak. This leads us to our next point. A heightened sense of social anxiety and perfectionism. You might think that smart people would be super confident, but that's often not the case. Because they are so good at analyzing things, they're also incredibly good at analyzing themselves and their own perceived flaws. This can lead to crippling perfectionism. Every project, every conversation, every choice has to be perfect. The fear of not living up to their own high standards, or the standards they believe others have for them, can be This is often called imposter syndrome, the feeling that you're a fraud and will be found out at any moment. Despite evidence of your competence, in social settings, this can manifest as intense You're so aware of the social dynamics and potential for missteps that you might become quiet or withdrawn, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're overanalyzing everything you could say. The irony is that this quest for social perfection can make you appear awkward or distant, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Furthermore, intelligent people often feel a profound sense of loneliness and misunderstanding. When your thoughts and interests are more complex or abstract than those of the people around you, it can be incredibly difficult to find someone who truly gets you. You might try to share an idea you're passionate about, only to be met with blank stares or a quick change of subject. This isn't necessarily anyone's fault. People just operate on different wavelengths. But over time, this can lead to a feeling of being fundamentally different, an outsider looking in. You might start to dumb yourself down in conversations just to fit in, or you might withdraw into your own world of books, projects, and ideas where you feel more at home. This isolation isn't just a feeling. It can be a real lack of deep, meaningful connection that is essential for human well-being. Let's also consider boredom. A sharp, quick mind needs constant stimulation. When that stimulation is absent, boredom sets in. And for an intelligent person, boredom can feel like a form of torture. Repetitive tasks, shallow conversations, and unchallenging environments can be incredibly draining. Your mind is a high-performance engine, and putting it in neutral feels frustrating and unfulfilling. This constant need for mental engagement can make it difficult to relax and just be. It can also lead to dissatisfaction with jobs or lifestyles that don't offer enough intellectual challenge, creating a persistent feeling of restlessness and a search for something more. So, with all these challenges, what can be done? It's not about wishing you were less intelligent. It's about learning to manage the unique burdens that come with your gifts. The first step is self-awareness, recognizing these patterns in yourself. Understanding that your overthinking isn't a personal failing, but a byproduct of how your brain is wired, can be incredibly liberating. Practices like mindfulness and meditation are not just trendy buzzwords. They are powerful tools to help you observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. They teach you to anchor yourself in the present moment, rather than getting lost in the what-ifs of the future or the what-could-have-beens of the past. It's also crucial to find your tribe. Seek out people who share your curiosity and can engage with you on a deeper level. Thanks to the internet, it's easier than ever to find communities centered around specific interests, no matter how niche. Having even one or two people with whom you can have a truly stimulating conversation can make a world of difference in combating that feeling of isolation. Don't be afraid to be your authentic, nerdy self. The people who are meant for you will appreciate it. Channeling your analytical power is another key strategy. Instead of letting your mind ruminate on anxieties, give it a real problem to solve. Dive into a new hobby. Learn a new language. Take on a challenging project at work, or volunteer for a cause you care about. When your brain is engaged in something productive and meaningful, it has less capacity to turn against itself. You're using your superpower for good, rather than letting it cause chaos in your own head. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, embrace imperfection and practice self-compassion. You don't have to be perfect. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to not have all the answers. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend who is struggling, recognizing that your high standards might be the source of your suffering, and consciously choosing to lower them to a more realistic level can be an act of profound self. If these feelings become overwhelming, seeking professional help from a therapist is a sign of strength, not weakness. A good therapist can provide you with tailored strategies to manage anxiety, existential dread, and the other unique challenges we've discussed. Your intelligence is a gift. It allows you to see the world in a rich, complex, and beautiful way. But like any powerful tool, it needs to be handled with care and understanding. By recognizing the pitfalls of an overactive mind and actively developing strategies to manage them, you can harness your intellectual power not just for achievement, but for a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. Thank you so much for watching. If any of this resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your experiences. And if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on navigating the complexities of the human mind. See you in the next one.